What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I do apologize if you hear the fan in the background, even with the new mics that I got. Do apologize. It does tend to get warm in my room. It's still summertime here in Alaska, and because my room is like right in the direct sight of the sun, it tends to warm up my room a little bit more. And with my PC right over here, with that going, also gets a little bit warm in my room. So I have to open up the window and turn on the fan. So do you hear that? I do apologize. If not, okay. So in today's video, let me start out. My name is Black Appeal Tech Guy. I want to thank you guys for watching today. Today we're going to be talking about action cameras. Nothing in particular in terms of Insta360 versus GoPro or DJI or GoPro, whatever. Today we're talking about action cameras just in general and why you are seeing a lot of content creators talking about them and why you as a content creator, especially a new one, should consider a action camera as your first camera. So I've been doing YouTube for about 17 years. I actually started back in 2006. Well, I created my account in 2006, uploaded my first video in 2009. And believe it or not, my first camera was an iPhone 4. And then when GoPro came into existence, I bought my first GoPro and I actually did a video on the GoPro. And I think I did another video, pretty sure I did another video, a newer version of that action camera when that one came out. And I've been using action cameras quite a bit up until I bought my first actual camera, which was a Sony camera, and then all of that. So I've been using action cameras for quite a bit. So action cameras are great because they give you the option and the flexibility to buy things and to do things that you just really can't do with just a normal camera. So for instance, I'm shooting on a $1,600 FX30 with a 15mm G lens, with a 15mm f1.4 G lens. That paired together, just on its own, the lens was like $700 some odd dollars, plus the camera. That's a $2,300 pair camera right there. That is a lot of money for someone, especially even if you have the money to buy it. That is a lot of money to be asking you to spend on a camera. That's when it comes down to breaking it down, having to bring it with you. You have to bring a separate lens, batteries for that. Then you're looking at the battery power. You have to bring another battery. So you're bringing a lot of stuff with you. ND filters, if you're going to be going someplace sunny, you're going to be bringing a lot of stuff with you that you don't necessarily would need to bring if you had a set action camera or even the Osmo Pocket 3. So when it comes to cameras in general, action cameras are generally going to be the best way to start off first. Now, action cameras, obviously, when it comes to video quality, especially if you've never done videos before, you really wouldn't know the difference between FX30 shooting at 4K versus, say, an Insta360 or a DJI shooting at 4K 30, unless you really want to try hard to see the differences in between them. Now, obviously, when it comes to portability, action cameras, you can do a lot with them. So again, action cameras can do the same thing that a normal camera can do without the ability to have to worry about replacing lenses. And if you drop an action camera, it just takes a beat and keep on going. Whereas if you drop a camera and it breaks, pray to God that it doesn't, it's not something serious that you can continue without having to replace it. So you can shoot all sorts of video formats from 1080 at 60 to 1080 at 240 if you want slower, to 4K at 30, 4K at 60 if you want a little more of a cinematic, or you can shoot 4K at 120 if you want that really slow cinematic look, and you can even go as high as 8K with like the Insta360s. You can do 2.7Ks with all of these. You can do 5K with the GoPro. So there are a lot of options in terms of video resolution that will work for your content, and all you need is an app to simply just swap that all onto your app, and you can upload that to your favorite content, your favorite streaming platforms, whether it's Instagram, Thread, Twitch, YouTube Shorts. You have the option of doing that. And if you have a good computer that can edit video, you can simply just take the micro SD card out of this, plug it into your micro SD card slot or a card reader, or even just directly plug this in to your PC or your Mac, and you can just extrapolate the videos directly onto your computer and edit them that way. So when it comes to accessories, there's just like a ton of stuff that you can get for these. So for instance, you can get like a quick release for these. What a quick release does is it basically allows you to basically just attach something, a quick base to your action camera, whether it's a DJI or whether it's a GoPro or whether it's Insta360, and you can simply just take it and you can attach it to things like a handheld tripod. And because these they have a nice little teeth grip to them, that's not coming off. And then when you need to take it off, you simply just, there's little buttons right on the side there. You can just press in, pull it out. Otherwise, this allows you a whole host of different options. You can simply just attach, and then you can get all sorts of unique angles with this. And you can also shoot, if you have a cage, you can do all sorts of really cool 4x3 photos, or if you want to do like 4x3 videos, you can really, pretty much do all that with an action camera. And when it comes to audio, the audio quality on these is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with using the audio on the action cameras. Again, it works perfectly fine. But if you did want to get some sort of audio, whether it's like Hollyland Larks or even the DJI, almost all of these will have some sort of a Bluetooth option that you can simply just pair the microphone to it, and then you can have great audio from your microphone, Bluetooth paired to this. And if you want to go even further than that and you don't want to use a Bluetooth, you can usually just buy a microphone adapter, and they simply just plug into the USB-C slot into this, and you can say take something like your receiver, whether it's a DJI or a Hollyland or whatever, take that, plug it into the cage on the action camera, take your 3.5mm plug-in, and you simply just plug it in to your action camera and you're good to go. So I will demonstrate that really quick, because I know a lot of people are confused with that by me talking about 3.5mm plug-in and mic adapters. So I'm gonna do this really quick. So I have cages for both my Insta360 and for my DJI. So we're just gonna do this really quick. Pop my Action 5 into this, and then actually nope, sorry, wrong. I don't have it for my DJI. I do have it for the Insta360. I haven't gotten one yet for the DJI. I will be buying one for that one eventually, but not right now. So again, this works perfectly fine. But say you wanted to do some sort of, you wanted better audio quality because you may not like the Bluetooth option. You can just take your door, pull it out. And this pretty much goes for all the action cameras, whether it's GoPro, DJI, whatever. You simply just take your adapter, and it's always going to be via USB-C, because that's how these connectors are for these. You simply just push it in. Then you just simply just take your nice little receiver, and then from there, you just simply just take this, and you can simply just plug it into the top, or you can simply plug it into the side, depending on the action camera that you're using. So for the Insta360, if you don't need to flip up the screen, then you can simply just use the top mount right there. But if you did want to hold the screen up, then you'll want to make sure that the screen is up before you put the microphone receiver into it. That way you're not worrying about it getting in the way. And it's not hard to, it's a challenge though, because you have to push in the little buttons on the side. Other than that, once you get that in there, you simply just take this. You simply just attach it to this. And I have a link in the description for all of the products that I'm talking about in this video. You simply just take your 3.5 plug-in, and then you simply just take this into the bottom. And all your receivers will have some sort of a 3.5 plug-in into it. And all your adapters will have a 3.5 plug-in, just like the one you see there. And you simply just plug it in like such. And then again, you have a quick release that you can simply just attach to your bottom of your action camera. And you get a nice little handheld tripod like this Ulanzi here. And then you can simply just, once that's attached, you've got yourself an amazing vlogging camera. And again, this breaks down fairly easy, quick, and like I said, you can stick this all in your pocket. You can stick it in a nice little small handbag, and you're good to go. And this extends it, so it allows you to get all sorts of great views. So if you have a certain angle that you want to get to, you can do it that way. And it also comes with a cold shoe, so you can actually mount this to that if you wanted to. But you can pretty much do whatever you want with your action camera. And because of the size and the compactability of this, it makes action cameras that much more of a versatile machine. Now, with that being said, there are some limitations to action cameras, obviously, when it comes to that versus, say, your regular, just normal camera. So in terms of color quality, generally you're not really going to notice that much of a difference between the color quality between this versus a normal camera, unless you are a professional and that's what you're going for, then that would be different. But for your first time content creator, someone who's just starting and they're wanting to upgrade from their phone to something different, then yes, you'll probably never notice the differences between them, because when you're shooting in 4K, generally 9 times these do a great job of that. And if you want to start mastering how to use your action camera, it pretty much becomes second nature to you. Again, they have presets on these, and all the action cameras have that. They all have some sort of a preset that you can use to basically just touch up the colors on these. And again, you also have an app that you can download that you can simply do the touch up and edits there, and then you simply just upload it to your favorite social media platform. Aside from that, again, you can do Bluetooth microphones with this. You can do a plug-in microphone with this. Any accessory that you buy for one generally will work with all the others. So whatever mounts that you get for, like, say, or that you've had for like the GoPro will technically work with the Insta360s or with the DJI or vice versa, because most of the quick releases that you're going to get have a nice little foot thing like this. And if you're familiar with GoPro, they all have that little nice little foot right there. So for instance, this is the one you get from DJI. As you can see, it basically looks the same as this one, just size is a little bit different. So they all have interchangeable parts in the sense that it allows you to do things like that. And again, you can also plug these into your computer, and you can basically use them as webcams. So if you are a Twitch streamer and you wanted to do Twitch streaming, you want to be live on stream, you can get something like the Osmo Pocket 3 or the DJI's, the Insta360, even the GoPro. When you plug in that USB-C into your plug-in into your USB port on your PC or your computer, it will generally give you the option to either file transfer, webcam, or something else. You simply just hit webcam, and then there you go. You get yourself an instant web camera with these. And again, versatile, lots, pretty easy, breaks down quick, fast, and the quality on these is perfectly fine. So again, you can get things like ND filters for these. Well, pretty much for this one, yes, and for the DJI, as well as for the GoPro. And you also can get like different battery packs. So for the DJI, I have an extra battery as well as a battery pack that I can simply just put my battery in, charge this while charging the battery at the same time. You can also do that for the Insta360 and for the GoPro. So there isn't really anything that you can't get for an action camera that makes creating content that much more easier for you. So if you're just starting out with YouTube, you don't need to buy something expensive like the Sony FX30 or the Sony ZV-1, ZV-E10, ZV-1F, or any of that. Action cameras will work perfectly fine. And once you become more familiarized with learning how to use an action camera, then you will be able to have you'll be able to create content in a much better manner in terms of over your camera, and you'll learn new skills, and you'll learn how to do different things with an action camera that you didn't know that you could do before. So that's all that I got for you guys. I want to thank everybody for watching. Again, if you're new to my channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button, that bell notification. That way you don't miss content when I drop it. And I will be doing a kind of a best accessories for the Osmo Action 5 as well as for my Insta360 Pro 2. I just got this yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to play around with it. It's a little bit different than my Ace Pro in terms of what it can do, but it's pretty much the same in terms of what it does. So I will be doing a video on that as well. I actually have to order some ND filters for that because the ones that I have for my Ace Pro don't work on the Ace Pro 2, which is weird to me, but that's all that I got. And I have a link down below for everything that I'm talking about. And don't forget, Amazon Prime Day is happening right now as of this video. So definitely take advantage of some of those sales there as well. I know that DJI's got the Osmo Action 4 right now on sale for like $209. And I know that Insta360 has got some sales going on both their website as well as on their on Amazon. And then I'll drop in some few microphone choices out there for you. The HoloLens are a great value. Definitely recommend these. And then the DJI mics were great. I wouldn't recommend the DJI Mic 2. It's a little bit big. I would recommend more of the Mic Mini. The DJI Mini 2 would be a perfect fit. So I will link down below for that. So again, that's all that I got. I want to thank everybody for watching again. I will see you guys in the next video. Enjoy your summer.